Hey guys, my name is Ben Howard. We're out here at County Line to get ready for the showdown at County Line 2 coming up tomorrow. I just kind of want this video to be a reference point for anybody who's playing the tournament blind tomorrow, or just anybody who wants a second opinion on some of the lines out here. I'm not going to break down any of the holes. I'm just going to talk about my tournament play on each one of them and give reasons why I'm throwing the lines I am. For example, right now we're on hole 1's long tee pad. There's no way for me to consistently get to the basket. So the only real consistent play I have is just throw a wide hyzer around this tree to the right, try and get it as far left as I can, and just give myself an open approach shot to the basket. Biggest mistake you can really make is throwing something too straight, because obviously there's OB off to the right, but also if you get on the right side of the gap, there's no way to chip around the corner, and you can end up having to like either try and just push something through that tree line or trying to go over the top, and it's a very easy way to take a big number on this hole. So biggest thing I'm trying to do on this shot is get out past this tree and swing way left. Let's see if I can actually get it as far left as I need on this shot though. Ah, dang it. Nope. Okay. I need to hit that flatter. Gets past it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that's the one. His biggest thing is you can go too far left and end up in the woods, but it's better than being way to the right. But that's also going to get me a lot closer to the basket than the Halo Destroyer would have been. So probably going to throw that one during the tournament. We'll see. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to try and just play from long tee pads to short tee pads and then play out the rest of the hole. But from the short tee pad, really all you got to do is just hit this gap and just get down there. I mean, you can, if you don't feel confident hitting that gap, just pitching out to about where I'm trying to lay up from the long tee pad is a very good option. But this is a hole you'd like to get the birdie on, just because there's not many birdie opportunities out here. But I'm going to try and go with, I've been trying to hit it with the mid-range, but I think it's too fast for me to hit that gap consistently, so I'm going to try again with the putter. Why am I throwing it so high? I pulled it anyway. I need it more towards the middle of the gap, and that was way off to the right. But I mean, from there, I can get up and down. That's not a big issue. Okay, so this is where that Halo Destroyer ended up. Not bad. It's not as close as I'd like to be. You can see where the Destroyer ended up. So I think I'm going to go with that one. Just depending on the wind, it's going to be one of the bigger factors on this hole. Let's see. Yeah. I'm still going to try and keep score, just playing from the first tee shot I throw on each hole. So still going to try and get a round in. See how I do. Stay high. Skip. Go. Run. Okay. I think that's a putt. That's really good though. Yeah, from here you can see why I'd rather be off to the left, because from here the shot turns more into a backhand turnover than it does into a forehand. But just gonna throw this soft, try and get it moved to the right a little bit, or just throw it straight at it. Okay, I'll have a tree directly in my way, but that'll be like a 20-foot putt. Ooh, tried to spit back out on me. Dang. But yeah, that tree makes a really good marker for a putt. If you can just try and get down here to that tree, you can have a nice putt at it. So it's hard to tell in this hole how far the basket really is, just because you can't see the base of it. But this tree does a really good job of showing you where it is. All right, so for hole 2, this one is very, very tight. Biggest thing is you don't want to hit anything early, because this hole is definitely one where you could get a double bogey very fast. So really just anything you feel confident hitting the gap with. The ground does slope up, so you have to keep that in mind. You have to throw it just a little bit higher than you would like to, which makes this hole just that much more annoying. But best miss is off to the right once you get down the fairway, especially past like the short tee pad. You'd much rather be off the left or the right than the left, because the left you can get caught up in really fast and have like basically nothing. It can be hard to even pitch out from the fairway from in there. But I like sticking to the mid range on this hole just because it gives you the kicks aren't as bad as if I were to throw a driver. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh, just like that. Get left. Get left. Oh, that is the tree you have to beat in order to get to the basket. I'm gonna throw one more. I'm gonna throw the driver just to show you. So if I throw the driver, I can get past that tree. With the mid, I have to kind of go in front of it. Oh, yeah, see, that is a double bogey automatically. All right, so from the short tee pad, really just got to get past this group of trees right here. If I hit one, fall straight down, like I said in the first video, it's circle 2 look. But if I can get past them, then I can get up there for a putt. So, I like going forehand on this one because this tree right here kind of makes you wary of the backhand and can make you mess it up. And it just makes the gap feel a little bigger. I have to throw in a little bit of anhyzer though, so I need something a little more stable. This is the most unstable thing I'm willing to throw on this hole. Nope. Okay, I got past him, but that's still going to be like a 45, 50 foot putt. Same line, a little bit farther out to the right. Yeah, that's much better. One more. Oh, man, if I miss that tree, that's perfect. Yep, that's fine. A little bit of anhyzer, kind of. Almost. So on this hole, biggest thing is you don't want to be on the left side rough because it's a little bit thicker over there. And if you kick right, you can end up in the short tee pad's fairway. So that's why I kind of like throwing down the left side with something kind of understable, because it'll try kind of pull to the right a little bit. So I should, if I do hit something on the left side, it should kick me right, but kind of depends. Forehand does work better on this one too, on that line too, just because the spin makes it to where it will kick right if it does hit tree square. But really just want to hit that left gap because it's a little bit bigger than the one on the right. Yeah. Go ahead and do it. Dang. See. Okay. Yeah, so from the short tee pad, the biggest mistake I've seen a lot of people make, that's not just hitting one of these trees, is throwing it long into that rough I was talking about on the left side of the long tee pads fairway. And if you get up in there, it's bad because you end up with kind of like the putt I'm going to have from that spot, where it's just like a 45-foot putt putting to a basket with that slopes away behind the basket, with the ground slopes away behind the basket. So I really just want to throw something that'll get barely to that corner and then just go way right. I'm really trying to just get a nice skip on this because I just don't want to go too far straight. Oh, that's early, but okay. That's not bad. I'll probably have a putt from there, and it should be fairly open. That's a much better mistake to make than going long with something like a straighter forehand. I still have a downhill putt going to a basket with the ground sloping behind the basket, but I've actually got a backstop with a few trees, and I've only got really this one directly in front of me in my way. So this one would probably be one I might lay up depending on when in the tournament I get it, but might as well run it now. Drop. Oh, almost. And from here you can see I've only got kind of 3 trees in my way, but you can see there's just nothing behind the basket to really slow me down if I do go long. But I actually have a closer putt than I thought. Get left. Ah, dang it. There we go. Once again, for hole 4, like I said in the first video, just get past these group of trees and just go directly right as far as you can. I'm gonna try and do a better job of showing the actual fairway on this one because I didn't really show it very well. But this shot, I'm just gonna take my most overstable forehand disc, put it on a little bit of hyzer, and just have it go directly right. Just like that. That's really good. Yes, that's the best shot I've ever thrown this hole, probably. This is what the fairway looks like right at the corner, which is about 100 feet in front of the basket. You can see you want a little bit of forward movement, but like obviously you can see on this left side, it's just, if you have anything going that way, it's going to get hit by one of these trees. And if you push it too far and hit some of these trees over here, you can kick left, and that's like triple bogey territory over there. All right, so yeah, if I get in this is perfect position. You can still see I've got tons of work left. I really just have to get forehand on the right side of this tree that'll hold the anhyzer majority of the flight and then flatten out. Biggest thing is I just want to get in that ditch short of the basket. If I can do that, I'd be very happy. Oh no. Well, okay. That's still okay. Wow. I threw that almost perfect, just clipped the tree on the left side of the fairway. Luckily it didn't fade out on me, because if you're in this rough straight ahead of us, it's really bad, but I'll have a putt at it. Yes. For the short tee pad, I'm not really too sure what I want to do. I'm going to try the forehand. Just put this on a little bit of anhyzer. Get it to flex a little bit. It's because this left gap's so much bigger, and it works great if you can throw a backhand, like a slight turnover that's just kind of dragging to the right. It lines up perfectly for that shot, but it's really hard to hit it. So I'm gonna try the forehand, see if that makes it any easier to hit it. Oh, and I foot faulted. That was a really good kick, but yeah, I stepped like a foot off the end of the tee pad. I'm gonna throw one more. All right, a little bit more ante on this one. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this tee pad because it's weirdly short, and so I start where I think I need to, and then I end up having to like shorten up my last step. I'm just gonna try this. I'm gonna try the Boreum, honestly. Just try and hyzer flip it into the gap. There's an OB parking lot long the basket, but if I hit the gap, I'm happy either way. I don't care. Woo. Okay. So yeah, I got the same putt for birdie as I do from the long basket. So I honestly might just throw that because that feels a lot more comfortable. And I don't think it's going to actually go long like I thought it would. So I still got to play from the first one, which is not bad. Yeah, from here, I really can't even run this because I got a slight headwind. I'm just going to put this under the basket. I'd like to run it, but if it wasn't any wind, I probably would. Yep, that'll work. I'll run the other one now. Can't lay up twice on the same hole. Oh, and the roll away. Okay, that's not bad. What the heck? Dang. I keep thinking that headwind's going to lift it, but it hasn't lifted it once. There we go. Okay, luckily it didn't go too far past. Dang, first bogey. Well. All right, so for the long on 5, I didn't explain the hole very well. I said it was like a 90-degree angle when it's really not. It's more of a like 45-degree angle than a 45-degree angle. So there's a little like probably about 50 feet of the fairway. It goes like 45 degrees that way, and then the rest goes the rest of the way to the basket. So I have 2 plays I want to do in this hole. The safe play is I want to throw a putter on Anheuser and just get it down there in the middle of the fairway. And then to try and park it, I'm going to throw a mid-range. First, I'm going to try the layup, and then I'll show you the go for it play. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, right next to the short tee pad. Tell you what. Yeah. I'll play this one however it goes, the more aggressive one. So it really is just going to depend on when in the round we get to this hole, whether I'm going to throw the putter or the mid-range. Like if it's one of the first holes, I'll probably throw the mid-range, or if I'm feeling good, I'll throw the mid-range. But if I feel like I just need a par or want to play it safer, I'll throw the putter. But for right now, I'm gonna throw the mid. This is gonna be the shot. Okay. That was a little early on my release. If I get that in the gap and in the fairway, that could get down there, and that shot probably wouldn't have gotten to the basket, but that is the shape I need for that mid-range shot. Right. From the short tee pad, really just placed like a straight forehand with a little bit of finish to it. This one, just really got to figure out which disc I feel comfortable with. The Toro is the one I'd like to throw on this shot because I know it can get me that straight push and the late finish. I'm gonna throw all 4 of them just to get that down. That's flat, that's fine, but I'm throwing it on Anheuser for some reason. Let's see. Like that. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Okay, of course, one time I want to hit a tree, I don't hit a tree. Snap it. Ooh. Okay, thank you. Nah, okay. I hit the gap at least. Man. All right. Yeah, on this one, you can see the green behind the basket's a lot more open than in the front. So this hole, you definitely want to try and go, or just push the basket. You don't want to go as far back as I did, but it's definitely better to be on the back half of this hole. All right, so for hole 6, this one, this kind of is a poke and hole pole a little bit, just with these few trees in the middle of the fairway. There's the gap that you can push directly to the basket, but it's, you don't want to risk going, you don't want to risk clipping any trees on either side of the fairway. You really want to have something in the middle, and it's hard to get to the basket clean if you just try and throw it through the middle. You can't, there is a forehand flex route, but this tree kind of gets in the way of it. And really just trying to put this up there, give myself like a long look at it. Just got to remember it's slightly uphill, so I got to throw a little bit higher than I would normally. Oh my gosh. Ugh. So lazy. Ugh. All right, one more. Gotta get that out of my head. Okay. I'm lined up wrong on the tee pad. I actually did want to throw this one on the shot anyway. All right. Line up a little bit more to the left. There we go. That's actually a putt. Probably gonna be the disc I throw on that because it still flipped up nicely, even though I'm throwing it uphill like that. I throw this on a bunch of Anheuser because it's really overstable. Yes. That might be a putt. I'll see. I couldn't have thrown that shot any better though. I'm gonna throw 2 shots from the short tee pad, and then I'll bring you over here so I can kind of show you what the gap looks like over here. I want something that's gonna hold the turn a long time, but between the Luna and the Fierce, because the Luna will pan out and flatten out, which gives me that little bit extra distance to the right, but the Fierce holds the angle longer, which helps getting around that corner. Really just gotta hit this high on a lot of ante, just get as much right movement as I can. Oh boy. And of course that was my first shot too. Dang it. Oh, I'm directly behind the basket right now, and you can see why this tree is directly in the way of the forehand. You can go inside of it, or go on the right side of it, but that gap is just so tight, and it just makes so much more sense to throw that big turnover ante if you can do it right and not hit the tree. Oh, so early. Ah. Ah. Hold it. Ah. Dang. That sucks. All right. Yep. I need this par. Going into some of the harder holes in the course. Drop. Yes. Whew. That is a very good par. Whew. Okay, guys. So, slight technical issue. I broke down the long and short tee pad on this hole, and my mic wasn't on, so didn't get any audio up from it. But I'll show you the shots right after I explain. I'll just go ahead and break both of them down now, and I'll show you the shots afterwards. But I did want to talk about this hole specifically because my last video I did a terrible job talking about it. Hey guys, it's me while editing this video. In this clip I didn't really say everything I meant to. In the first video I said some really stupid stuff, like it was lazy course design, which, I mean, on that property you have so little room to do anything that the fact that they were able to find a hole that, like, to have that elevated basket right there next to that creek, it just makes for a really aesthetically pleasing hole. I just wish we could figure out something to do with that tee pad, but I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I don't know exactly who designed the course, but I believe it was Vern. If it was Vern, I'm sorry, because I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know why I thought that was a okay thing to say either. 'Cause, I mean, I know that it had to be moved because the guy next door was like not happy about it being as close as it was to his property and having a lot of people go out there in his field to get their disc back. So I understand it had to be moved, and I mean, if we could just clear out a line, it'd be a really nice hole. Because, like I said, it's very aesthetically pleasing. I just don't like poking holes. That's the biggest thing for me. It's like, I hate stepping up to a tee pad and just being like, where's the line? But, yeah, so let's get back to the video. You have a slight flex line on this, through this left gap that I've started to notice. That's actually what I threw in my shot, but I did a terrible job talking about it because I talked about it like it was going to destroy the course or whatever. Like, I talked about it like people are going to come out here, play this hole, and just not want to ever play this course again, which it's not true. I don't know why I said that. So I just wanted to apologize for that. And I also did one of my biggest pet peeves, which is complain about something and not give any solutions for it. So for biggest thing I would say that could be done about this, there's three things I would say. One, I would bring the tee pad over like a foot maybe, so you can throw down this right gap, because right now, in order to throw down this right gap, I would have to pretty much be completely off the tee pad with only my right foot planted. So bring that over a little bit, make that gap a little bit more accessible. Second thing, I would take this tree. If you take that out, you have a much more open line to the basket. It brings the OB left into play, but it gives you that chance to get down there with a clean, consistent line, which is what this hole needs. Just a consistent line that people can use. The third option would be to just take this T-pad and place it down there next to the creek. Obviously, it encroaches on the crazy neighbor's land, which probably isn't the best idea, but I just wanted to give some options for things you could do in this hole to make it better instead of just complaining about it and not doing it and asking somebody else to do something for you. But yeah, that'd be the best thing I could say. But I'll go ahead and show the shot now, and then I'll go break down the short T-pad. Right now we're directly behind the short T-pound 7. You can see got two gaps, got right gap, left gap. Left gap's I like the left gap a little bit more because it's a little bit wider and gives you more direct line to the basket. But really, just gotta get around this tree, just have it swing right. It does bring the OB creek into play, but it's way more consistent than the right gap. I did end up going OB, but at least I put myself in a spot where I can save my par. Just gotta lean out a little bit. Yes, it's going. Needed that. This is about as scary as a putt as you could get. But uphill to an elevated basket with OB directly behind it. But I need the birdie. I'm trying to run it. No! Oh, God. Oh, that was so bad. There we go. All right, so for hole 8 in the longs, I've been trying that flip up fairway driver play, and it just hadn't really been working. So I'm going to try and go with just more of a straighter distance driver. Of course, you got headwind, but don't really want to go too far. Don't want to go too far left. Don't want to go too far right. Really just want to get in these rocks straight ahead. Just got to hit this gap hard. Get down there. Just like that. Yep. Skipped right into the rocks. Perfect. All right. So for the short tee pad on 8, this one is a must get birdie. Just need to go slight anhyzer through this left gap. I want to go slight anhyzer through the left gap because it's the bigger gap, and with that left to right movement, it's going to make that gap bigger. So just got to do that. Got a little bit of a headwind, so just got to be careful and just spin it. Just like that. Perfect. Couldn't throw it any better. All right, put myself in a really good position on this shot. Just gotta put it under the basket and get out of here with the par. That's it. Yep, perfect. That. There's that. There we go. All right, y'all. I gotta run a little low on time, so only gonna be able to throw one shot on every hole from now on. But on hole 9, really just gotta throw something I know will get me down there, but also give me that left finish. Because I can't be off to the right. If you get off to the right, it's jail. So I need this to finish left. It got like a tail right to left, which shouldn't affect it too much once it gets closer to the basket. But I'm gonna throw it just out to the right of the basket a little bit. Okay. That's a good shot. put me like circle's edge left of the basket. That tailwind made it a little bit more overstable than I thought it was going to. So just got to keep that in mind next time. So for the short tee pad, I don't have to worry about really any left to right movement at all. I just want to throw something that'll go dead straight to the basket. It's really going to depend on the wind for what I'm going to throw here. If it's tailwind, like it is now, I'm going to throw the Luna. If it's a headwind or anything else, I'm probably going to throw MD3. Yeah, there's that tailwind. I'm just going to throw that now. Just got to give it some height and let it get there. Oh, yanked it. Oh no. Oh, well, I get to show you what it's like over there. Ugh. Yeah, this is the last place you want to end up on this hole. I have a gap to get out, but that's all that gives you in here is just a gap to get out. You don't really have a look at the basket, even though you're in circle 2. There we go. All right. Let's go ahead and salvage this with a good putt. Gotta put it a little bit higher because I feel like it's gonna make it drop. Drop! And it didn't make it drop. There's that one. There we go. Alright guys, that finished up the practice round out here at County Line. And before we get into the actual stuff I want to talk about for the tournament, I want to run through a quick mental aid, I guess you would call it, that I've been doing for the last few tournaments. It's been helping me a lot because I have my cart and I like using my cart, but for these tournaments like this where I don't need a lot of discs, it makes it easier to put everything into a bag. But basically what I want to do is just kind of run through each hole and decide which disc I'm going to be throwing on that hole and just go ahead and put it in this bag and have this bag ready for the tournament tomorrow. So for hole 1, I'm going to be throwing the star destroyer if there's no wind or either a kind of tailwind or right to left. But just in case, I'm going to throw the halo destroyer in there as well, just in case if there's any other crazy type of wind. But this one I got to keep in mind only for dramatic situations. Then the short tee pad, I'm going to go ahead and put the Luna in here. For hole 2 long tee pad, I'm going to put the C-Line MD3 in here. And for the short tee pad, I'm going to go and put the Toro. Long tee pad on 3, put the Fierce in there. So we've got a perfect amount of turn for that left gap. And then for the other short tee pad, I'm going to put the Omen in there. So I have that nice skip shot. Hole 4 from the long tee pad, I got the Star X-Cal, my favorite overstable forehand disc, perfect for that hole, as you've seen. Then from the short tee pad, I'm gonna throw the Boreum in here, just because I like that forehand shot I got out of it, and I think that'll be perfect for that hole. Then hole 5 from the long tee pad, I've already got the MD3 in here, and the Luna for that. For both the safe shot and the aggressive shot on that. The short tee pad, I've already got the Toro in here, so we're good there. Hole 6. What did I throw on hole 6? Oh, the Soul. Put the Soul in there, just so I can have that nice steep hyzer flip that'll turn a little bit. From the short tee pad, I've already got the Fierce, which is what I'm going to be throwing there. And hole 7, got the Soul, I'm going to be throwing, and the short tee pad. I could try and throw the Resistor like I did today, but I'm going to keep the Omen. I already have the Omen in here, so I don't need this disc, so I'm just going to throw the Omen on that shot. And then hole 8 from the long tee pad, I'm going to throw my Halo turn. I'm gonna be throwing that there, so I'm gonna put that in here. And if I need the extra overstability, I've got the destroyer in there. And if I need the little bit extra understability, I've got the borium in there. See, in the short T-pad, I'm gonna be throwing the fierce, so I don't need another disc there. Hole 9, I've got that fairly well covered. I will put the Trespass in here just so I have it, because I feel like that's the disc I would like to throw on that shot. No, never mind. I'm not going to. I'm gonna throw the turn, and if there's a tailwind, I'll throw the borium. If there's a headwind or any other type of wind, I'll throw the destroyer. Don't need to put more discs in the bag than I need. And then from the short T-pad, I have the Luna. The only thing is, I'm gonna put the louved silicon in my bag, because if I throw that same line, this will fade out in front of the trees, and it'll give me that little bit of extra distance that I can't quite get out of the Luna. So I'm gonna put that in here just for that shot. I'll practice with it. Might change it up a little bit. Then I'm gonna put my scramble discs in there, which is the Prodigy zone and the tournament Harp. Those are only going to be for scramble shots. And I'm going to have my approach shot, just Sonic. And I'm going to have my PX3 in here just for another overstable putter, just in case for any shots where I want to throw the Luna or the Fierce. I need something more overstable. I'm going to put that in here. Just to have it. And obviously I'll put my putters in here. Let's see. I've got room for one more, so I might throw, I'll figure out if I need another disc for scramble shots or anything else like that. I'm gonna throw, I will put the resistor in here just to have, for hole 9, just to have that another stable disc that I could throw just in case there is more wind, or if I need to throw like a forehand shot on that hole, I can throw that with this, just to have that. All set. So yeah, for the tournament tomorrow, biggest thing to keep an eye on is it looks like it's going to rain in the morning. So just make sure if you're coming out, you got your waterproof shoes and some extra towels. It doesn't look like it's going to rain during the tournament, but it's probably going to rain beforehand, so it's going to be a little muddy. Yeah, and make sure you bring some high top shoes, some like hiking boot type discs, or type shoes, because a lot of these T-pads, the turf T-pads at least, are humpy, and you could roll your ankle out here fairly easily. So definitely would recommend wearing more hiking style shoes. But other than that, I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.